everyone. Jeff and Tom here with you. And we were looking at some of the information that we had from last week's show, and also from the promo for next week. Tom really noticed a few things that we thought we'd talk about here today and give you a little update of what we think is going on. So first of all, I wanted to bring up this gentleman right here, Jan Francke. Jan was out at Skinwalker Ranch, and he was doing the GPR data for them, looking for that void in the mesa. Well, now he's out at the Curse of Oak Island, and they're putting one of his GPR units down in HN16, and they noticed a void.
Okay, so here's the question. The question
Mhm.
is, August, when did they call off the drill program? When
Very
are we
good
finding
point.
the new results? So the
Mhm.
question for me is, drill or not to drill? That is the
Absolutely.
question.
And I would say drill. I mean,
That's-
why would you stop,
I would
especially when
drill.
you have this information?
You couldn't stop me. Pass me the keys. I'll drive it myself.
Absolutely. So yeah, they called it off, but when? We don't know the timing, and we also know that Prometheus often takes different portions of the show or the filming that was done throughout the season, and they plug it in where they think it's relevant. And
Yep,
this may be one of those cases.
could be. So look how close this void is. This little X with the arrow next to it, the X they put on there is where they think the void is.
Right.
Look where this
Right.
void is compared to where they think the tunnel is. If these grass bars or these segments are only 2.5 feet across, we're talking a couple of feet away,
Absolutely.
right? So the tunnel to
Absolutely.
the void, by my calculation, is about 3 feet.
Hmm.
So remember that wood we found off to the side,
Yes.
right? Could there be just one little pocket down there? We don't need a lot of space to put 200 or 300 pounds of silver. And I checked with Rob Westwick the other day, who we all know is a marine archaeologist,
Yes.
and he told me that the average treasure chest would contain about 3,000 coins.
Right.
So
And that would
3,000
weigh.
coins, about 200 pounds.
See there. There you go.
So it would be 1/3 cubic foot. So I
Right.
mean, it doesn't take a lot of space.
No, it
They,
doesn't.
they could be stacked. They either use a small chest with up to 3,000 coins in it, or bags that contain 1,500 coins each.
And this is the graph right here that he was showing. Jan Franke was in his data when he was presenting his data to them. And
Mhm.
here is the void that he thinks that they have found. And it was only, what did we figure, a couple of feet over it now?
Well, my guess is 3 feet away from where they think the tunnel is.
Right. And that's 3 feet away from the path that the drill had gone down in
Mhm.
HN16 as it walked. And we figured it walked over about what, 7.5 feet or so?
Somewhere's in that range. Yep, about two and a
Right.
half. Yep.
So somewhere during its walk, about 100 feet or
So
127
halfway
feet
through the
down.
walk, so say 5 feet over from where they initially put the hole in, from HN16.
There you go.
So I mean, they're
Oh,
right on top of something.
right. And like
So
Tom said, dig it, drill it.
drill,
You betcha.
drill, baby, drill. I'm telling you, drill.
I wouldn't stop. I would be drilling this void
I'd dig it
right
by hand if
now.
I had to.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
anyway, this morning I'm looking at some of the shots of the current digging going on down Smith's Cove, and I noticed this change in soil color.
Hmm.
And I thought to myself, where have I seen this color before?
Hmm.
So bring up our next slide. Looks kind of familiar, doesn't it?
It does. That's Smith's Cove where it was leaking out the dye test that they had done.
That's the dye test in season 6 from Smith's Cove.
Wow. Now,
Now, is it still the dye? I mean, come on. I mean,
I don't know because it's been a long time and the dye would dissipate after a while,
oh
but
yeah, it's just watercolor basically.
right.
But did some of it get trapped? Some of it stay? I don't know. That's even more speculation than we're capable of.
I don't know. I'm capable of
I
some
I
pretty good
I can
speculation.
reach pretty deep. I can reach pretty deep sometimes, but I gotta. But what it took me to was the next slide. So what they're looking for is basically, where is this drain at? Where does it run?
Mhm.
So I looked at where the one on the right is the one from season 6, and
Right.
that's where they had the dye coming out of what they thought was a box
Yeah.
drain.
I remember that.
This is the one on the left is 2024. This is where they're digging now. So if you draw a straight line to roughly where they were digging then and thought the dye was coming out, you're on top of a drain tunnel.
That's got to be the tunnel. It's got to be the flood tunnel. Absolutely.
I mean, I don't know. It's just a straight line, but you can draw your own conclusion.
Wow. I tell you what, this is going to be very interesting when they dig that down. Now, we don't know exactly, the idea behind their digging this. We don't know if for sure if they were digging it because they were trying to find it. Are they trying to block it off? That would be my guess. You'd want to try to block this thing off because, as we
Find it
said,
and block it. Find it and block it.
exactly. Because if you're going to do any more digging down in the money pit area, you have to stop the water from coming in if it
Yep.
is possible. Now we know that Marty had mentioned with all the dynamiting and the digging that has gone on down in between Smith's Cove and the money pit over the years, is it even possible at this point to block it off? Don't know,
Well,
but you got to
if not, you've got something to track back,
absolutely, yeah,
right? Maybe you don't need to block it there. Maybe you need to block it 30 feet inland,
mhm.
right? It's
Exactly.
something to block. Anyway, that's my speculation for the day.
All right. Well, thank you, Tom. Appreciate it very much. And
No
hope you guys
worries.
enjoy it. We're going to be talking about this very in depth come Wednesday night after the show on Tuesday night with Jan and a little bit more information about why and where they're digging there in Smith's Cove. So we hope you will join us 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesday night right here at the J Free 906 podcast.
Be there.